Hi everyone. First of all, I would like to say thank you very much for the subscriptions and thank you for being part of the fandom. We are all here to support Brett and Eddie, and I really appreciate your enthusiasm in all things related to Two Set. I promised you guys a Q&A session for 1,000 subscribers, so here we go with the questions. The first question is from Zijuli. I hope I put the names correctly or say the names correctly. Which country are you from? So the answer is from South Africa. I don't currently live in South Africa, therefore no face reveal. Any plans to meet Two Set in future concerts? I hope so. I'm willing to travel to wherever they are having a concert. So if they are somewhere nearby, Singapore, Malaysia, etc., I will definitely consider traveling there. Eunice Jose is asking, what is your favorite Two Set video by far? I would have to say the one where they're playing the duets. That's definitely my favorite one because they play so well together. My favorite collab with Two Set, I would say Rumi, when they quest Rumi, not the other way around. And how much do I practice? If I practice anything, I practice many things. I practice eating, I practice sleeping, but I've also started to play keyboard and teach myself how to play the keyboard. I will show a little bit of that later. So I practice maybe 4 hours a week. Michelle N. What do you enjoy most about running Breddy Bang? I love the fandom. Everyone is so supportive of each other and everyone is really here only for Two Set Violin. It's great to be part of such a community. What era of Two Set was or is your favorite? I would have to say their first videos. It was more original, not so scripted. They were much more daring, so that's where I find most of my Breddy items as well, is from the original content that they made, 2015, 2016, maybe beginning of 2017. Zizi Yao wants to know how old I am. I'm very old this year. I turned 49 this year, next year I'm turning 50, then I'm very old. What app do you use for editing? I use 2 apps for the editing, but mostly I use CapCut. If I have something that I want to animate, like a photo, I will use MyHeritage for that. Do I like bubble tea? And if so, what is my favorite? I tried bubble tea once. It's very difficult to get where I'm currently living, and I didn't like it. I don't know why. It was like very weak tea, and I didn't like the little balls inside, so you guys might hate me for that, but for me it wasn't nice at all. We drink extremely strong tea, so even if you add milk to the tea here, the milk is almost dark red. So for me, boba or milk tea or bubble tea, it was very weak. Who do I simp more, Brett or Eddie? I would have to say Eddie. Sorry, Brett is very cute, but Eddie, someone who plays piano wants to know, when did I start watching Two Set? I started watching Two Set last year during the lockdown for the virus, around August, September. I started watching them. Do I play any instruments? If so, what instruments do I play? I play keyboard. I taught myself how to play, so I can't read music at all. Learning anything for me very difficult because I have to write the music in alphabet letters and then find it on the keyboard and then play it. So learning one song, other people might play it by sight reading. It takes me maybe a month to learn how to play even one song. Okay, and then the next question, what's my favorite food or drink? I love spicy food. There's a lot of Indian dishes that I like. Chinese food, but it has to be spicy, like Szechuan flavor maybe. Drink. I'm unfortunately one of those people that can't drink alcohol, so I'm allergic to alcohol. So my favorite at this stage, I would say, is coffee. I drink a lot of coffee. Unfortunately, not so good, but a lot of coffee. Daniela de la Costa says English is her third language, so she will try her best. So the first question is, how has Thuset changed my life? I never thought I would like classical music. I'm not from a classical background. Even now when I'm playing keyboard, I will mostly play pop songs. I love emulating the sounds of synth or guitars. So classical music for me was always something you played in the background. They have really changed my opinion about classical music. I hardly knew who was Sibelius or Tchaikovsky or any of these people, Mahler, before I started watching Thuset. What is my regular job? I'm a digital transformation specialist. It's a big term. Basically what it means is we automate processes by using technology like robotics, AI, machine learning, etc. What age am I? That one I already answered. I'm almost 50 years old now. I'm not offended if someone asks me how old I am. I'm just sad for myself that I'm getting old now. What would you ask them if you were in their house chatting and drinking a coffee? And what advice would you tell them? That's a very interesting question. I think probably if I meet them or I happen to be in their house, I might be so awestruck that I won't be able to ask anything. But probably I would like to learn about how they grew up. It's a different world to mine. I grew up in South Africa, so life was very different. Like when they're shooting videos, they take off their shoes and they wear only socks. Or I understand barefoot is also allowed, or slippers. That's not in my culture at all. We don't take our shoes off at all. We find it gross if you take your shoes off. So the cultural difference is quite huge. I would love to talk more about that. How different was it with the schools and the different food that you eat, you know, just in general cultural questions. What advice would I tell them? Very difficult. I think they made the right career choice, but I would probably advise them that they should have started it younger. They could have had a huge empire by now if they started earlier in their university days with their YouTube channel. Which moment of my life could have been completely different if I hadn't known Thuset? That's very easy. So this entire thing of being under lockdown, it would have been hell. I think Thuset helped me through that because we were working completely from home, so we had no interaction with people. This provided me with humor, entertainment. It gave me the idea to start my own YouTube channel to pay tribute to Thuset Violin. So they definitely got me through lockdown. What was the moment you were most proud of yourself for knowing them? I don't really interact about classical music with people around me or anything like that. But I guess my proudest moment was when they featured me on Ling Ling 40 Hours. I think that's like a highlight. So she also wants to know, how does bubble tea taste? Because in her country it's not popular. So like I said, I only tried it once. There's only one place I could find around here that sells it. Maybe they don't know how to make it properly. So I was not that much impressed. Alexa, she was one of my prize winners in my first merch giveaway. I remember the name. She wants to know, what is the most difficult part of running Bready Bang? So two parts, I would say. It's very time consuming, especially if I get a lot of work. If I'm busy with my normal day-to-day work, I find I don't have that much time to make content. Unfortunately, I would love to do more content. The second part is dealing with criticism. People people are saying that I'm not that original. I try to copy Brett Young's username. I'm trying to steal the credits from TwoSet, even though it's completely the opposite. All my videos, I put links to their content. If you guys ask me which video it was from, I give you guys the links. I answer questions about TwoSet. I do merch giveaways to support them. And this is all out of my pocket. My channel doesn't make money. Most of my videos are using pop songs that cannot be monetized. So even if I get 1,000 subscribers, or now that I have 1,000 subscribers, I will probably make $2 a month. That's not going to support any merch or anything like that. So for me, you know, that's like the sad part of doing this. Even though I'm doing all of this for TwoSet, people think I'm somehow trying to get rich out of it. I wish. And then one more question. What is my favorite book or fan fiction? I liked World Tour in Wattpad and Andante. These are two of my favorites. And recently I've started reading one called Dukes by Strange Combo. Very good. Really can recommend that one. It's very interesting storyline. Tree Climber wants to know, who do I like more, Brett or Eddie? I like both. I think Brett is super cute. He looks like he just needs hugs. Eddie is the more wild one. So I like them for different reasons. Julia Fuentes, I hope I'm saying it okay, wants to know, how do you come up with ideas for your videos? I love music, so whenever I watch a TwoSet video, I watch it 3 times. Literally, I watch a video 3 times. Every time they bring out a new video or a new TikTok or anything like that. And I always try and imagine what can I do with it. Especially the funny moments. It always reminds me of a song that I've played or heard or listened to growing up. Because they are so entertaining, it's very easy to slot them into music. I love making these kinds of music videos, so it kind of comes naturally based on the way they're behaving. Like Brett, when he tried to sing, as soon as I saw him singing, I was thinking of I Will Survive, and that actually worked out so well. Do I have my fanfic already finished and I'm publishing a few chapters at a time, or am I still writing it? I finished almost 20 chapters now, or 20 parts of it, and I think I've published it on Wattpad now up to number 11, so there's like 7 I can release still. I will probably write another 10 chapters. I'm getting now to the stuff that's making me blush when I'm writing, so it's taking a little bit more time, but I will get there. Maybe a month or so, then the entire book should be finished. Will it be a long or a short fanfic? Yeah, I guess it's like medium size, so all in all maybe 30 parts or 30 chapters. And then the last question, do I have perfect pitch? Absolutely not. 0. I tried in the past to learn songs by ear, because I can't always find sheet music that I can write as A, B, C, D, E, F, G. No luck. It takes me forever to play the song, listen for the notes. It doesn't work. No perfect pitch. Heinlin wants to know, when did I start watching TwoSet? So around August, September last year. What is my favorite instrument? Difficult. As I play keyboard, I can play kind of versions of all the instruments, but my favorite sounding instrument, I think, is oboe. I'm sorry, violin gang. What editing program do I use? I use mostly CapCut. Sometimes I will use Splice because it has other features. So all my videos, my recording, everything I do only using iPad. I don't have camera equipment or sound equipment or anything like that. Just a Bread from Hong Kong. I love the username. I can't see the whole username on my phone, but it sounds very funny. What was your first ever TwoSet video you've watched? So the one that came recommended to me was the one where they were roasting the fastest violin player playing Flight of the Bumblebee. And And my first impression of that was, how arrogant are these guys? He actually can play violin and he plays it so fast. And these two dudes are dissing him. But then as I started watching more of the videos, then I actually started learning that what he was doing was complete and utter rubbish. My favorite composer, I think Tchaikovsky. I like, especially the ballet stuff, I really like it. Let me not call it stuff, let me call it pieces, otherwise you guys will roast me. What is my favorite piece? I like Swan Lake. I know people say it is overplayed, but for me it's so romantic, and especially when I play it on the keyboard, it's just amazing to play. It's beautiful. The next person that asked questions is Manat. So Manat, I'm sorry, I think you think I'm too set. I know a lot of people have that confusion because of my channel and my username. I was thinking of changing it. You guys can tell me in the comments down below what you think. I'm kind of used to Brady Bang and it kind of describes what I'm doing. But if you think it's offensive or it creates confusion, let me know in the comments below. Then Elena wants to know what's my favorite TwoSet video. So the one where they're playing the duets, that's beautiful. It's amazing. The other one I like is Evolution of English music. I actually play that one every time I drive to work. I put YouTube on my phone and I play it through the car Bluetooth, and that's my favorite thing to listen to as I'm sitting in the traffic. Carol Hayes wants to know how time consuming is running Brady Bang. It takes a lot of time. If I'm very busy at work, obviously I will only respond to you guys' comments and things like that. But if I have days where I'm not so busy and over weekends, especially over weekends, I will probably spend like 7 or 8 hours every day doing something. And that's apart from responding to the comments. Have I always done artwork? I did when I was younger. I left it for many years. I used to participate in competitions and I won quite a few as a child. But then when I was like maybe 11, 12, I gave it up. And I only retried it now with the pictures that I did of the hands and of Brett and Eddie. Then the next question, did I do any writing, even if it's just for myself before the fanfic? Never. Writing is not my strong point. This is my first time trying. I'm actually surprised as I'm going along. The chapters are getting longer and longer, so I think the process is getting a bit easier. We'll see how it goes when I get to the steamy stuff. Do I live in South Africa and what is it like there? I was born and raised in South Africa. I left South Africa when I was 39 years old. First time leaving Africa at all, to go and live in another country. It's beautiful, it's amazing, it's so nice and green, and we have such a variety because South Africa is quite big. I think people have a misconception when they look at a world map. It looks very tiny because of the distortion of the curvature of the earth. But actually, Africa and South Africa itself is quite big. I will try and put a picture here so that you guys can see the comparison. So we have deserts, we have forest, almost like rainforest. We have mountains, we have snow, we have areas that will never see snow. So we have quite a variety. I don't like my accent. You say you have a Midwestern twang. I don't like my accent. It's not as strong as most South Africans because I've been out the country now for a few years, but I still don't like it. What are the names of my cats? So they have Arabic names, but I can't remember it. My Arabic is really basic. So I'm calling the boy Puma because he's so big. I mean, if he lies down next to me on the bed, he's almost half my length. He's huge, he's big. And the little girl, because she's so round and fluffy, I'm calling her Fatty Boom Boom. I wish they were two boys. I would have called them Brett and Eddie for sure. And my absolute favorite TwoSet video, It is really hard, but definitely I would say the violin duets. Bubble tea or coffee? For sure coffee, Rachel, for sure. I drink a lot of coffee. I was joking on Instagram with someone that I think I'm at the stage where they might as well just give it to me intravenously. I will give my arm, they can hook me up and I can just pump it when I need it. Love is Kind, which is one of my first subscribers on my channel, a very good friend by now. Do you think you'll ever actually write a fan fiction series based on two-set violin and have it published and available for ebooks and or hard copy? My goodness, I don't think I'm that good a writer. This is my first time ever that I've written anything, so I'm learning. I hope you guys enjoy the fan fiction. If it goes well, maybe I will try something again in future. She also adds, of course, ask them for their blessing in case it really becomes a big success. I will definitely never do anything that harms two-set violin commercially. I always try and do anything and everything within their guidelines that they have published on Reddit. They are very clear as to what can be created and what can be shared. So not resharing entire videos, etc. So I will definitely always consult them if I think it is bordering on infringing on their commercial success. And then someone wanted to know why I used Hallelujah in my video to ask for the Q&A. It's only because I forgot Pomp and Circumstance. Thank you for educating me. I was trying to think of that one and I couldn't remember what it was called. And then in CapCut they've got like sound effects that you can add to your videos. So the one that sounded most like a celebration to me was Hallelujah.